When it comes to three-phase systems, there are two ways of connecting the coils in the generator depending on the requirements. The first configuration is the star configuration. Sometimes it's symbolized with a Y, and the reason for that being that we've got the three coils. Here's our first phase, second phase, yellow, and our third phase is blue. Now we can see from this configuration it represents a Y, and that's where the symbol comes from. So the star configuration has this point in the middle which connects to all the points, and that point there is my earth point or my neutral point, or sometimes called the star point. Now if the system is balanced, then the current that flows in at the earth point, let's say we do that, put an earth connection in there. If this system is balanced, then there's no current flow through or from the earth point into the system. The moment this becomes unbalanced, that's when I'm going to start either delivering or drawing current from my earth point over there. Now looking at the three wires or the three coils, we can see the following. When I make a connection between the outermost points of any two of the three coils, because of the connection, this is called my voltage, but it is a line voltage. A line voltage. I always just think in the sense of a line is a combination of coils. If I look at a single coil, let's look at the yellow one over there, that is a phase. That is a phase value. So a line is a combination of phases. Now when we look at the system, we know that the current that flows in this coil is going to separate into the remaining coils. But later on, 120 degrees later, that current will then again be equal to the sum of those two currents. Now if we think back to the generated sine wave, we see that when the first one peaks, it is the sum of the other two. In a later video, we'll look at the calculations to determine all these values. The second configuration we get is called the delta configuration. The delta configuration is represented by a triangle, and that's where it derives its name from. And if we think of the delta configuration, we see that we again have the three coils, but now those three coils are connected in such a way as to form a triangle. Because it forms a triangle, there where the two coils meet, it's going to deliver the first amount of current. There where those two meet, it's going to deliver the second combination of current. And where it meets there, it's going to deliver the third combination of current. Now we can also see that if we ignore, we say, what's my voltage over that coil? We can see that the voltage over that coil is the same as the sum of the voltage of those two coils. So we can see that in this system, the phase voltage and the line voltage is going to be equal. So the delta configuration is primarily used as a current configuration, because my line voltage and my phase voltage is going to be equal, because they are technically parallel. When we're looking at the currents, I can see that the current that's going to flow out over there is the combination of those two currents that's flowing to that point there. So when I look at these, the current that's flowing through a single coil, that is my phase current. My phase current. And there where the two currents combine, that current will be called my line current. So as we can see, a phase current is the current through a single coil, as the phase voltage is the voltage across a single coil. The line current is a combination of phase currents, whereas my line voltage is a combination of phase voltages. Star configuration as the neutral point. I can use this configuration to generate a large voltage. Delta configuration, I will have a smaller voltage because of the line versus the phase voltages, but I will generate a larger current because of the combined effect of the single phases. It is important to know that sometimes in working diagrams and schematic diagrams, we tend not to draw the entire component. For simplicity's sake, we sometimes just draw the three lines that represents each individual coil. There I've got my star configuration, and there I am drawing now my delta configuration. If I use this, I typically only use it in a situation where I have colors available in order to distinguish the different phases.